Well, hello and welcome YouTube. Brandon Robinson back here with yet another brand new exciting video that I'm sure you guys are all feasting on here. Game number 24 of 26. 3 more games left in the regular season. We are tied in first place. Actually, we kind of have a small edge. Let's look at our splash screen for one brief moment, and we're going to go ahead and look at the season standings. We are actually in first place in our division with 17-6 record. Overdogs are tied with us by record. However, we have now scored more runs. I was thinking about other ways to justify why I needed to score more runs in that game besides it's been a while for me. Run differential. It's important for me to beat up on him because this can claim to first place. Even if we all win out the rest of the way, both of our teams here, I need to score more runs, not score more runs. I need to have a higher run differential than they do. So the fact that Izzy went the distance the way that she did, only giving up 1 run was huge. She shouldn't have given up any. That was my doing. That was my bad. She should have had a 3-hit. Obviously, things might change, but she should have a 3-hit, complete game shutout. No walks, 2 strikeouts, things like that. All right, so we are tied, though. We are going to play the Platypi. That was kind of hard to say. Play the Platypi. We did play them once. Let's look at what game that was. Platypi. We beat them 5-4. Doi got this might have been the one where Tony walked off with his little single up the middle. Because it's a home game here, and if a reliever gets the win and it's that close, I'm looking at something it was probably that game. That's the only one that looks like it could have been a walk-off in that fashion. So, okay, Platypi was that game there. They have some power hitters. I remember that Beefcake McStevens, okay? Pretty good hitter there. Willie Bacon, I think, and I don't know Sandbrick's name. We're facing Rufus Zumar, middle of the road velocity, a little higher than middle of the road, and if he gets good by the end of this game, he should be throwing harder than the other pitcher, so I don't expect a huge blowout this time from my end. However, he is their number 4 pitcher, so we'll see what we can do. Pretty good pitcher, and we have Emily McHugh pitching, who is still juiced, and that's awesome. Let's go ahead and start the next game. Tony is still juiced, Alyssa's still juiced, Izzy's still juiced, and let's look, guys, for a second at Izzy. I'm not doing a sub here, but wait, how do I go to bullpen? I gotta go to the pitcher first. Look at Izzy. Oh, well, Izzy's other numbers here are gonna be bad because she is, because she just pitched. So they're not gonna let her pitch again. But look at her power and contact right now relative to where they're supposed to be. But just look at those things. I want to pinch hit her. And even Tony, if he's juiced, look at where he's gonna be with his power. Same thing. Izzy has just slightly less power than Tony. Never thought I'd see the day where that actually happened, and no matter how much we all want it. And Alyssa's still juiced as well. Rattled mojo, though. I'm surprised by that. I gotta think of what caused that. Same with Tony. Oh, you know what? I think they don't want you to start a reliever. I bet that's it. I bet that, yeah, see, all the relievers are rattled. They don't want you to start a reliever. You can't exploit the game like that, especially online. And I like that. I like that starters are where they are for that. All right, McHugh down at the bottom of the order for sure to start here. Taylor's bat who played the last 4 games, even though she started to climb up a little bit. Let's pull her out in this one, make sure Kendall gets a game to play, and make sure Dulce gets a game to play as well, and make sure that Paige Stoveland gets in this lineup. Sophia's played 3 straight games now, I think, since her injury, although hit well there. Let's go ahead and yank her for the start of this one. And I want to play Gabby Morgan in this one. Morella or Julia here. Let's go Morella because she's hot for right now. She had 5 RBIs last game. We'll see where I put her in the lineup here in a second. I'll keep Jada in here as long as she's hot. Let's go ahead and lead her off, and Kendall too. I'm good on that one. Let's keep Monet down for now. Just, it worked last time, so why not? And let's round out the bottom of the order with Callista instead of... Well, if Callista goes in for POTA, someone's got to play first base here. So let's go Gabby at first base. Let's go Callista in left and Kendall in right. And things are looking up there. Paige Stoveland, Raisa, Monet. Don't want Raisa to just keep playing the infield all year? She can play third base for this game. I'm going to catch her the next game after that. She's been on the well fitness for a long time here. And I have benched her in games. And I'll find another game to bench her again as well when needed. But I want to figure that out. All right. Oh, Paige Stoveland, of course, batting her third. So let's work this a little more. I'm sorry, my bad. Monet and Emily next to each other back to back. I don't want that. I want to do... Okay, let's put Monet back up at 5. That's fine. I'll put Gabby here. I like that a little more. All right, let's go ahead and start this one off. We are on the road for this one. We're playing at Colonial Plaza. I can't remember which one that is off the top of my head. We'll take a look at it in a second. But if you look at the screen right now, you can see that going down the lines here, it's a little bit like Sakura Hills here. It is symmetric. It is a bowl in that way. Left center and right center jet out to center field straightly, and then it curves off. Probably a hair deeper than Sakura Hills in center field, but then a hair shallower down the lines. And as we look at the field here, playing here at night, excuse me, I don't know if we've played here before, actually. So let's see. I don't know. It might be one of the fields we played at the beginning of the year or something like that. Otherwise, I don't really know this field off the top of my head. But pretty fair field. Maybe a little more of a hitter's park than not. Especially when you hit the, when left field, not right down the line, but once you just get in fair left field, like behind the left fielder's head, behind the right fielder's head, probably looking at a very fair one there. Yeah, I don't really remember this park. I'm sure it was probably something that we played in the beginning, one of the first 4 games of the year, maybe, or maybe not. Actually, maybe not. I don't recall us ever doing that, so. All right, Jada with the fly out there. I don't want more of those. I might power swing with her a little more. It looks like I got some hits with it that way. Kendall with a couple home runs in the air. I forgot about those. Yeah, she really, when she was on fire, it really worked out. Ooh, nice hanger, and I waited a hair too long. Stoveland back in the lineup. We want to get her mojo back at some point as well here, but she's looking ready to go. We have not had success with 3 hitters until Izzy Borges came up, and she went 3 for 5 with 2 home runs. I don't know how many RBIs. Not like a lot, but like 4 or so, 3. I forget how many RBIs. Almost had another RBI double that was snagged in the gap here. In Colonial Plaza, I keep talking about fields that could serve as softball stadiums that you could see in college and stuff as well. Colonial Plaza actually fares a little more as one, even than probably the last field that I said would pass off as one. That was it El Viejo? Can't remember which. All right, Emily McHugh. I don't know. You must have not pitched this team before because I don't remember. Because basically, we throw the same matchups everywhere. I don't think teams have byes or anything like that. Days off. So, Emily's a number 4 pitcher, and their pitcher's a number 4 pitcher. I forget his name already, but their pitcher's a number 4 pitcher. So, I don't remember that pitcher. Maybe we did face him. I don't know. I just don't remember him. So, I don't think Emily pitched against this team here. But, here we go. Whoever did kept us in it. The score was 5-4 in the end. I don't know what the full box score was like. Beefcake McStevens there with a double. Willie Bacon, another red-bearded fella right here. I'm going to kind of throw around him now that I have an open base here at first. Kind of off speed, figure things out. There we go. Jada, is that you in center? It's got to be, right? You were in center last time, and I pulled out Taylor, so I think so. All right. So, nothing there. They shut me out in that first inning completely. Probably didn't swing in a good pitch there with Paige, and we'll figure it out here. Raisa was doing well last game. So far, my MVP. Outside of Kylie and Stoveland, I'd say. Rufus Zumar. Yeah, I don't remember that name, so new pitcher on my end as far as haven't seen him before. 5 different pitches in his arsenal. Raisa! Oh! That was going in the gap, and it curved toward that player. All deserving double. Not so this time. I'm looking at the far left of the screen, and what I see is, I think, our bullpen. I think I see Izzy's blonde hair in the bullpen, and if you look the next time that we show up here, I'm going to take a pitch. Just, yeah, I've swung it too many. You might not be able to see them now. Okay, you won't be able to see them now. Now they're cut off. But when you see a righty bat again, you're going to see that there's kind of a place. They're like on a second deck. It's weird. They're not on the ground, but you'll see them hanging over the top. And their bullpen, it looks like it's out there as well, but it's on the ground in left center, or left field. Look, okay, when Emily bats, take a look all the way on the left side of the screen and look at the blonde-haired girl and the people standing out there. That's our bullpen up there. That is cool. I like our bullpen. It's an awesome one. McHugh is pretty, she's still juiced, so she can help herself out. That would be cool if she got a hold of one. You know, I didn't get to evaluate Emily a lot during the year. There were a lot of times where if JV had a game, then we were practicing, or if JV had a game, then we had a game. And McHugh stayed on JV. I think she was there the entire year, unless she came up in the dugout for one of our games. Way to help herself out there. I evaluated her during tryouts. I got to see her in some other instances as well. So what I set her at for attributes was just all relative. Number 4 starter, you know, doing that kind of thing. Nice shot, Gabby. Sorry, Muffin Studwick. I remember these names. I don't remember Carrie Cartman, though. Maybe a new player for the lineup, or someone who just didn't do enough, or someone who I just outright did not, just do not recall. Just blocked him from memory. Not for better, not for... Oh! Strange hop off the mound, I guess. You guys see that couple games ago, that ball that hit off apparently what might have been the lip of the grass and just flew? What I like about this game is I see new things all the time. Even if they go against me. That one in particular went against me. Remember the one when they knocked out Bob? That was the first time I had seen that before. You know, it was a new thing. That's a short wall right there. Huh, can rob some home runs. Held him to a single. Good job out there. That wasn't Gabby at first. Who was that? Ooh, it lowered Emily's mojo. Who's in right field now? Kendall? Kendall, way to get to that ball fast. Holding them at first is huge. Chance for double play. Carrie Cartman, not much power here. Not afraid of making a mistake. A lot of deep foul ground in this yard here. That's something, you know, I didn't mention that yet. Let me talk about their foul ground here in 1 second. This is the deepest foul ground of any park that I can see. So, more for the fly ball pitcher here. Deepest foul ground of any park here. Lend a hand. If I recall, she hit a dinger against me. I don't know how she ended up doing it, like off what kind of pitch. I'm going to say, I can't believe she could hit a dinger off me. I just don't know what kind of pitch it was or how I made the mistake. Clearly, she just did right, probably by a mistake in that game. I don't know by whom, again. And, yeah, shutting her down again. All right, so they got a couple hits, all even line score right now. Again, I expected, ooh, look, there's traffic out there or something. What are they rowing? Oh, it's people. It's like dancers. It's like a parade or something like that. I thought it was people like row a boat. I couldn't tell if it was water or something like that as well. Callista with a nice, I think RBI or 2-run double or something like that the last game, or 2-run single. I can't remember which. So she has higher mojo that now just lowered here. It's too bad. Back at the top of the order here for Jada. I might look to power swing here because I don't know. I feel like it. I feel like the contact swing has only hurt me with her. You know, I've always said, always lining out. And I say, if only I power swung. That wasn't very good contact there. So, and that was my voice when I said it in those games as well. Absolutely. So, okay, fair. It's strange that the number 4 pitchers here are, I know it's only the top of the 3rd inning, but really holding both teams to very little right now. So, you know, these are the games where you expect more runs, whereas the number 1 pitchers, you expect less runs. So, kind of interesting. And, you know, sometimes you see that. I call that for baseball games all the time. I'm like, oh, great pitching matchup. You know, Bumgarner versus Greinke. And then suddenly, come on, who am I choosing? And then suddenly it's just both teams just crush the ball everywhere. I love all the foul ground, though, when it comes to, you know, so much potential. Of course, I'm going to be upset when I say, get foul, and I can't get that ball fouling out of play as a hitter because there's a lot of foul ground. So I don't want to walk the leadoff hitter here. Even though, you know, one of the things probably going to swing 3-0. I guess not. 3-1. Let's stay off the outside. Oh, way off the outside. Did not want that. Did not want to walk him. Kind of dangerous here. Now potential to go to that 3-hitter at some point. This guy's a little hotter than not. Can we get the double play or a nice little foul out? Ooh, base hit. Okay, 3-4-5 coming up. This is what you'd expect more off a number 4 pitcher. You know, getting some contact, drawing some walks. This guy's way hot. I got to be extremely careful. Not looking to walk him either. I'm just looking for him to make a mistake swinging at one or for me to just plain luck out. Is he really going to bunt? Yeah, I was due for that, guys. I didn't know what else to do there. 2-0, not going to look to walk him. I was thinking maybe he'll bunt again. Clearly a deke. Willie Bacon, not the hottest 4-hitter out there. I do want to throw around him since I do have an open base, but, you know, looking for that double play at some point. I'm just afraid of how many runs might end up scoring this half inning here. Ooh, 3 runs so far. Okay, getting a little testy now. Getting a little testy now. All right, that means we got to come back. Now, I have faith in our offense, but now do I have faith in the pitching here? How's this going to work? Ooh, and the 1 ball. I felt like I had to do that. I know I'm giving up home now. I felt like I had a chance to get him out at 3rd. That was the wrong decision fully. When you have 1 out, you consider a runner on third to be nothingness when all is said and done. Because see, 2 outs here, even on a... The runner being at third, I've talked about this before, but the runner... See, there's my bullpen up there. The runner being at third with 2 outs is not much of an advantage to runner being on second. I know there are advantages there, but when I rushed myself there, I had a bad throw. And I don't know if I would have gotten that runner out now that I'd have to look back at it, but that was an unearned run that scored. And only reason why I abandoned Raisa at home plate, or whoever's catching, I think it's Monet, it has to be, because I think Raisa's playing the field. Only reason I abandoned Raisa at home plate there was because I felt like that runner was going to score, and I didn't want the other runner to get to second, so I was trying to get the fastest person to the ball, rather than the best chance to get a runner out at home there. Alright, glad to get a walk there and getting some studs up to hit here. Raisa, if we can just chip away and get a little bit closer, that would be awesome. Oh, yeah! You crushed one almost in the gap before. Didn't quite pan out. This one looks like it's doing good. Monet, I'm not going to bunt you, but we better not into double play, shall we? Shall we not? No! Whew! Didn't into a double play. Thankfully, they caught it on a fly. I'm thinking they're almost triple play if I'm fielding that. Can that curve into the gap? I'm just running. Yes, it curves into the gap. And that's all good news for me. Second and third, 1 out. Morella staying hot with another RBI. I love it. Probably not the best pitch to swing at. Emily's got to help herself out here. And I don't want to short stint her, but this is almost a time where it's like, oh, if you want to pinch hit. If it was the top of the 5th, I would consider it. My bullpen is rested. Izzy threw the whole last game. So, and Kylie probably threw most of the last game before that. So, my bullpen's very rested. It's just a little too early, and she's still a little hot. There we go. I'm going to tag up anyway because everything's going to... Smart to tag up. Good. Because runner's going to score right there anyway. And if that ball dropped into the gap, I bet Morella would be able to score on that as well. But because it was caught, gives me the opportunity. You don't know how many times people don't tag up in those scenarios. And I'm talking about the runner on third. I'm not even talking about the runner on second. Should have swung. I'm not even talking about that runner on second there. Woo! Gabby! That might be a home run at Sakura Hills. Gabby's done that before. Like I said, it's a little deeper here in center than at Sakura Hills. Just very slightly. Maybe 5 feet. I don't know. Maybe it's off the wall there. You saw her last home run at Sakura, the line drive that went over the fence. That might not make it over... Wait. This is deeper. That might not make it over this fence. That looked like a higher fence out in center field. I kind of like this park. I just wouldn't play here as a home park because it's always nighttime here. And that's kind of... not depressing, but it's just, you know, I want some diversity. You can't get diversity in any of the parks you play in here. There's no day-night cycle in these games. And my Sakura Hills is always that orange evening sky. I understand that, but I wouldn't always want to play night at home. That being said, I'd like to see more night games. This field, that Apple field are night games. They might be the only ones, but I'm waiting for Here's Linda. I'm waiting for Super Mega Baseball 3. No, Linda, no! Linda, listen! Oh! I'm waiting for Super Mega Baseball 3 where you get day-night cycles for all fields. Maybe even morning, maybe evening sky, all that kind of stuff. She might steal here. They can get that extra edge. They often like to steal early in the count, too. Can't change up yet if I feel a steal is on. Now I have 2 strikes. Now I can feel that changeup, especially with 0 early. Can I dive in the dugout? Oh, it just runs right through. Too bad. All right. 1 low changeup, and there she goes on the changeup. She knew I was going to throw a changeup. Doesn't matter. Monet shoots her out. That a babe. Monet's back there. You see her eyes. She's like, that's right. I got this. All right, just last saw a changeup. Not way up and in, but let's make sure it's... Oh, okay, up and in. Make sure it's high. There we go. A lot of ground balls on high pitches, you see. And they dig out low pitches as well. Emily, good job there. Way to keep it going. What was I talking about before here? Just talking about how Emily, you know, I'm just keeping her in this game for sure for now. It was possibly a good scenario to pinch hit for her. She did her job, and she hit that ball pretty deep, too. Good sack fly. Everyone's going to high-five her in the dugout. And reason why I tagged up the runner at second, Morella, is because I felt like if that ball drops, Morella would be scoring anyway, or at least close to it. And yeah, you don't know how many people on third base, how many runners on third base advance off that bag saying, I thought it was going to go down. I thought it was going to be a home run. You can't think it's going to be something there. There you go, Jada. Please be a base hit, though. That is not an error. Right? Okay, single. It says single right there. And just for good measure, we should have an error. So, This previous game I was talking about fielder's choice stuff, right? Paige's ball, her ground ball to the ground ball to shortstop. I was going to go to first, and I decided to go to. In fact, I want to see. I don't know what they scored it. Maybe they scored it at fielder's choice, all that. But I decided to go to third base instead. The runner going to third. That should be not a base hit, even though she got to first. It should be a fielder's choice. It was a throwing error. She underthrew it. The fielder was the third baseman was not at fault for not catching that ball there. However, the runner did not advance on a throwing error. You say that you give the benefit to the runner that there was pressure on that play because it was not a force out. Mostly, I would. I'd say she advances to third on the fielder's choice, whatever. Once the ball squirted past Raya at third base, the runner advances to home. That should be the error because of the throwing error that happened before. Okay, I'm looking to steal with Jada here. Kendall's up. I want to just chip away one run here. She can get a base hit, but I don't want to slug it out the rest of the way. So I'm going to steal Jada. Not the first pitch. I want to see if they're anticipating that I steal Jada here as well. Okay, fastball. Let's hope for an off-speed pitch right now. Let's go, Jada. They pitched out. She makes it. All right, good. I was hoping for an off-speed pitch there that she would just go on. Oh, and Kendall, ball in the gap. And Jada's going to score easily. Looks like she would have scored from first anyway. Of course, they might pitch differently in that scenario. Let's go to third. Let's not go to third. Oh, thank God they didn't throw to second base. Okay, we got to tie this, right? Some successful hitters coming up in Stoveland and Magro. Let's contact swing with Paige here. Let's tie this game up. Yes! Yes, baby! Tie ball game. A lot of balls in the gap working out for me right here. Rice's didn't earlier on. And that one did. And upward mojo. We're getting Paige and Raya back to where they were previously at those other times. Now that I'm tied here, I'm going to be greedy. Yeah, oh, Raya's been due. Get out of the park. Get out of the park. Oh, not quite. It goes way out there, Raya. Way due. Big smile on her face. 477 feet. This pitcher we have turned the tables. This pitcher, excuse me, is now rattled. I got to every so often. I'm going to censor out what I just said. Oh! Stay fair! Stay fair! Off the pole! It's out of here! Back to back! Raisa and Monet. Good thing I got her a fifth in the lineup. 421 feet down the line. Woo! Way to hang that pitch, too. Way to stay fair. That's a new one on me, too. I haven't seen a ball off the pole yet. Not to say games shouldn't have those physics. Just, there we go. We're in it now. 7-4. Oh, Morella! Hi! Deep, stay fair! Out of here! 3 pitches! 3 home runs! Morella! You are now in the books! In the home run column! Let's keep going! Let's keep going! So exciting! Emily! Let's do it! Come on, kid! Hang another pitch, huh? Why don't ya? Oh! I was seeing the pitch was being hung. Oh! The pitch was hung there too. Okay. There is a smile on my face now. They did hang 2 pitches for Emily there. There was a possibility that she could have done just the same. Oh, my mouth hurts with me smiling so much like Emily. Gabby Morgan, go! Carrie, this is your time! It's out of here! Just over the fence. And she was due to get one of those walls. No, she just got a wall scraper earlier, but with her 2 deep flyouts, there's another one. 4 home runs in the inning now that I keep power swinging. When are you going to yank your pitcher out, guys? 9-4. Callisto wants to get on the board. I would never expect Callisto to ever get a home run, but you know what? With the way they're rattled, over the glove! And a base hit. And Jada now comes up, and I want to power swing with her because I've been waiting to. Jada could homer from the right side. Jada could homer from the right side probably very easily. I don't recall her actually hitting a home run over the fence. She might have had one. I think she did have a home run on the year, though. We played a game in South City. What an inning! Oh, I haven't had home runs for a long time, and then since Izzy's home runs and Gabby's and stuff, it's felt like it's coming back. When they throw slower, I get that opportunity. Now, that's not like my actual team, right? My actual team's not going to be homering left and right like that, but you know, with this game and with the fences like this and the power swing and all that kind of fun stuff, you know, and I want to differentiate players, making sure that those that have power can homer. You know, it's a possibility. I don't know if I'd see Morella hitting it over the fence unless the pitcher supplied the power and she turned on it. And she'll slap sometimes as well, but she can muscle a ball harder, probably more than Taylor can. Taylor might have more raw strength, but Morella can, if she can really take care of it, that's good. All right, throw like you have a comfortable lead here. If he homers, not the biggest thing in the world, but try and get ahead first, and then do everything from there. Great inning, Emily. You are now in line for a win. I'm glad I didn't pull her out at that one moment. I don't think she'll go the distance here. She's had her woes, especially in that one inning. She had her woes in that one inning, but everything else has been, oh, just so fun. It's more fun to win. Yeah, it's fun to play the sport. It's fun to coach the sport. It's fun to play the video game. Whoops, they just pulled him out. Hugh Jacobs, I remember that name. But it's more fun to win. It absolutely is. It's fun to see that the players are having fun, you know? Like, I make no mistake about it, I really do feel like this is my team right here, you know? One reason why this was such an enticing enterprise, a good venture to have for season mode, was I know these people. Like, I actually know them. I feel like it's actually them. I can talk to them like, hey, Kendall, come on. Yeah, there we go. Straighten it out, kid. Beat it out. Come on, Kendall. Here we go. Here we go, kid. Ah, almost. Give that a babe. Way to try. Way to try. You know, I feel like it's her. And I miss them, and I miss this. So it's something where, like, when they do these kinds of things, like, oh, way out of here. It's just awesome, man. I would just totally be jumping. Now, the difference is, when I'm coaching, I have more of a poker face. If Raisa crushes that ball like she did in a game, I'm going to high-five her. Obviously, I'll go, that big kid, all that stuff. I'll probably keep a pretty straight face about it. At some point after the game, I'll smile, whatever else. But inside, I'm jumping for joy just like I was here. So, you know, I don't know if it's, I don't know what it is that makes me do that. I don't know if I'm trying to control that at all, but just inside, I'm always jumping for joy. On the outside, you know, you don't want to, you know, you want to be happy. Oh, Raisa! 2 home runs! Woo! Off the dumpster. She is back, man. She's not going to get that 1 home run per game average. That's too bad. If I can get... Oh, man, that away. 16 home runs on the year. Oh, shoot, I keep skipping past the pitcher being changed. Looks like a lefty. Chance Lauderberry with Monet here. Monet homered. Well, of course she homered, right? It was all back-to-back off different pitches, so of course she did. Monet. Hard shot single. Yeah, you know, if you're doing softball stuff, yeah, I can't yell like that in a game. Like, yeah, way to go. I mean, you're almost rubbing it in the other team's face as much as anything else as well. Whether or not you think you're doing it, you just don't do things like that. You keep composure, clearly. Growing up through baseball, I never celebrated my own accomplishments, things like that. You know, you kind of learn that straight-face mentality. So Morella is absolutely hot right now. I'm probably going to put in Julia for her again at some point. Emily, get on it! Short fence! Oh, and Emily has left the yard with the power swing, helping herself out. She says, Izzy isn't the only pitcher to homer so far this year. I'm going to do it as well and grant myself this win. Big smile on her face. There's someone who I would smile for if she homered, and that would be Emily. Because her smile in real life is contagious. She smiles, you smile right back. You can't help but do it. It's just absolutely one of the... almost. I almost kind of just want a homer fest here again. I'm just feeling it now. What was once a 4-0 score has now gone 14 unanswered here. Absolutely. I was supposed to start Dulce in this game. You know, I said start Callista. I meant to say start Dulce, so I feel bad. I'm gonna do a swap right. I'm gonna do some changes right now. Dulce was supposed to start this game, and I can't believe I didn't catch that for myself. So, okay. Let's make some changes here. I just sat out Raisa in the last thing. So let's take Monet out and let's see if anyone else can catch. Taylor can kind of catch. Let's have Taylor catch. That would be fun. I might want to do something like that. So let's see. Paige Otis. Let's go in for... Morella. Yeah, if I don't have to, yeah, let's catch Taylor. Let's have some fun with that. Julia, go in for... Huh. I want to keep building Paige Stoveland stuff. Rice is already jacked here, so... Julia, and she already has... What she, you want to go for 3 home runs? Let's go for 3 home runs. Julia plays shortstop. Dulce, let's put you in for Jada. And Taylor. Taylor, I'll just have you come up to bat in for Monet, and then I'll have you catch then. Let's have Monet catch as long as... I'm not saying this is any guaranteed win, anything like that. Taylor, she doesn't look like the worst kind of catcher or whatever. And all I need to do is for her to throw decently enough. You know? It's not like there are wild pitches in this game. So, obviously having a good catcher and those others... See, someone could steal here for... No, they really shouldn't. But someone could steal right here if they truly wanted to. And I might work my bullpen a little bit, but as long as Emily's doing this kind of stuff, double play in order. Julia didn't get the ball out as fast as Paige did. You saw that. So that cost me the double play right there. Woo! And hang on, did I get Dulce in the game? I want to make sure I did, because if I didn't... Okay, she's leading off. Okay. So, I have 3 innings to talk about a story that I did want to talk about. I teased it the other game, I can't hold it off, and actually... I kind of made it a clickbait thing because it wasn't real. The story wasn't really about one runner passing another runner. That was just a conversation that occurred in a situation where it had something to do with something else. All I said was ooh, when I passed another, man, this guy has nothing. Look at his stuff, velocity, junk, accuracy. No wonder we're homering. All their pitchers have low mojo, and once they hang one, they go down. Anyway, oh, I wanted Dulce to get aboard. To get in the books. Hang on, who are new Homer players in the books here? Morella and Emily are it, right? There it is. Okay. Anyway, something happened in the other game where I was thinking about, where I mentioned one runner passing another runner. Not that it happened, but I brought it up. And then in my head came a story about a situation in a game where that was a part of the conversation, but that wasn't what happened. What the story's really about, not one runner passing another runner, but 2 runners occupying one base at the same time. So two runners occupying one base. Okay. Now, before I talk about that story, I do want to make sure that you do know what happens. Oh, can she get a 3rd home run here? Can she get a 3rd home run here? Oh, not quite. Too bad. Whew. Okay. Now, when one runner passes another runner, the runner that passes the other runner is automatically out. Okay? That's all I wanted to say. That is a rule. You cannot pass another runner. Oh, the reason why I was talking about that, Monet with 2 home runs! Oh, I was supposed to hit Taylor! Monet with 2 home runs! Woo! I was supposed to hit Taylor. I forgot about that. But you know what? That's okay. Monet with 2 home runs and 6 home runs on the year. There we go. Does Gabby have more home runs than Monet now? I don't know. Okay, when one runner passes another runner, the runner that passes is out. Hey! Just keep running. Alright, that should be an error. Okay, here we go. Emily. Just keep pitching. You are on fire, kid. Why not? Just keep batting. Can you get 2 home runs? Whoo! Okay, 2 runners occupying base at the same time. Now, first let me tell you the rule, so you understand the situation afterward. When 2 runners occupy base at the same time, it doesn't matter who's on there first. Jeez, Emily, that was a contact swing. It doesn't matter who touches the base first. The lead runner is entitled to the bag as long as she is not forced to advance. So let's say, because here was the scenario, I'm not going to play out the whole scenario, but let's say that there were 2 runners. Say that there were 2 runners on third base, you know, like the runner from... say that it was second and third, because this is probably going to kind of be the scenario that I'm talking about. But say that it was second and third, and the runner on second goes to third, and the runner on third goes back to third as well. Right? So they stand on the same base. Doesn't matter who got in there first. Doesn't matter. But no one's forced, but that runner on third is not forced to go home. Okay? So let's say it's that situation where they're not forced to go home. Just like that. Ooh, a lot of foul ground. The leading runner, the runner that started at third base, is entitled to that bag. Now, let's say it's bases loaded. Kitty Kaufman, I remember that name as well. Now, let's say it's bases loaded. And in the bases loaded situation, let's now say that, what am I trying to say here? Hold on. Whew. Okay. Now let's say that it's bases loaded and somehow something plays out so that the runner on third doesn't go home. She stays on third, whatever, and the runner on second starts going to third. Now they're both on third base. Now, the trailing runner's entitled to the base, because that's the base they were forced to advance to. The runner on third's got to go home, meaning you could just tag that runner on third, the lead runner, and she'll be out, or you can step on home, clearly, and they'll be out as well. So, depending on whether you're forced or not, determines who's entitled to that base. Walt Huckster coming pitch. This is their closer, a little more velocity, so let's do it. I said I was going to get Taylor to come in somewhere and do something. I don't know now. Maybe just get Jaro in the game somehow or something. No, let's just stick to this for now. Now Monet has a chance to get 3 home runs. It was a mistake, but now Monet has a chance to get 3 home runs. If I get her up to... I think they'll come up to bat again. Now, if someone leaves... Gabby! 2 home... Did she have a home run earlier? I think she did! Gabby! Is that 3 home runs? Does Gabby have 3 home runs? I can't remember. 8th home run of the year. Maybe no. I think that's her only one. I don't know. Remember she had the wall scraper and she had the deep fly ball. That might be her only one, and I have no way of checking it, which is just too darn bad. This is a lot. I don't think I've had as many home runs as this one, man. Platypi. Why didn't I give it to you your first time? Probably because we faced your ace. We came from behind to win, I think, last time, so there was that. Excuse me, Dulce, I'm sorry for swinging there. Not sorry. Face it. Let's not go for 2. So, if a runner abandons a bag there, let's say that the trailing runner... So 2 runners on third base, let's say they're not forced. Let's say the trailing runner starts to go back. Well, now the trailing runner is obviously liable to be put out. And let's say that the lead runner decides to go forward. Okay, well now the trailing runner's entitled to the bag, or even she's safe. So if you as a defender see 2 runners on a base, you tag both, whatever, because you might not be sure kind of who's doing what and what's where. But you're supposed to kind of tag the lead runner first because that's the one who's supposed to be out, stuff like that. But you tag both. Excuse me. If you tag the lead runner, then they're the one who's out. But you know what happens a lot in those scenarios? Let's say there are 2 runners standing on, because no one knows this rule. And here's my point. The umpires didn't know this rule. And we never got it squared away because the umpires just didn't know what was going on. Emily, I might go a complete game with her, despite the fact she gave up 4 runs. Her stuff is so good right now. Come on. Click. There we go. Good job, Emily. And don't worry, I'm not going to continue the story in the next thing. So if you want to listen at the end of the game, if the game ends before it, that might get out of here. Just stand at the wall, very short wall. What did I say I wanted to do here? Oh, not quite. There we go. Warning track power, guy. Yeah, if you tag, so let's say this happens. If you're the defender and you tag both runners, but you tag the trailing runner first, and then as you start to tag the lead runner, the trailing runner starts to go back to second base. So far, no one's still out. But if you tag the lead runner first, and then the trailing runner starts to go back to that base, because that's what happens a lot. When you go and chase that runner, the trailing runner oftentimes goes back because they don't know the rule. They're just like, uh-oh, I don't want us to both get out. You might as well just both stay on the bag and just see if people can clean things up. But the trailing runner often goes back. So there's a chance where 3 home runs! Raisa, get out! Oh, I'm trying to get over that line. 3 home runs. We did it. Can Monet get 3 home runs now? Here's the 483 feet. My God, we haven't ever had this much kind of power. I hope she's juiced the next game. Her power will be full. Literally the fullest it could ever get. Monet! Okay. The last 2 games have been awfully decent for me, have they not? I doubt that the overdogs can catch me in run differential now. I'm just doubting that. Not quite 3 home runs. I'm gonna run Taylor for you though, Monet, and I'm gonna catch Taylor this last half inning. Did her mojo just go down? Oh, someone might have just gotten hurt. Nope. Did someone, maybe the defenders? Maybe that was the pitcher that was on first base. Mojo went down. Taylor! Let's run for Monet and let's catch that next half inning, shall we? Charlie, you'll start the next game. You're good there. But I'm going to find all those hot hitters as well and just ensure, because I got to ensure all these victories, you know what I mean? So there's that. Don't worry, I'm going to get back to the story. Just figured, POTUS with a... Okay, tag up. It's a for sure foul fly. Tag up. Taylor, can you make the 2? No. Okay, so here was the and here's the last thing I want to say. Being entitled to the base just means that if someone tags you, you're not out. It's like you're on a base. You're entitled. So that means if someone else is on that base and they're not entitled, that means they can be out. They are liable. Emily, you're going the distance. They are liable to be put out. Now, here was the situation, and I don't know it exactly, but let's say at least this much. Less than 2 outs, runners on second and third. That's okay. Less than 2 outs, runners on second and third. Something happens in the play. Maybe it was a stolen base too. I have no idea. Ground ball. Something happens in the play where the runner on second starts to go to third and the runner on third starts to head back to third kind of thing. They're both kind of going back. Something like that. Runner on second starts to slide into third base. And it was almost a tag out scenario, right? They almost got her out on the tag. The tag ends up being high in the sense that they actually never tagged her. They're telling us Taylor's out of position. Look at Taylor behind the plate right there. Frame it for me, Tay. Come on, kid. Tay, you called the wrong pitch. I messed up. Emily, you can't last forever here, kid. If they do score another run, I'll just go ahead and mop up with somebody at the end. But what a job you've had so far. So, anyway... It's like a high tag going into third, meaning they actually didn't even tag her. Okay. So, 2 runners on that base, and I don't remember the situation in full. But eventually, our runner on third just bolts toward home, and now she gets like in a rundown, and our runner on second starts to go back, and our runner on third ends up kind of getting back safely at third. Something happens where she gets back safely at third. All right, Emily, let's see it. It's getting harder to throw with her. Is that staying in play? Yeah, deep foul ground. That's staying in play. So we end up getting second and third. No, actually, bases loaded because I think the runner on first ends up getting to first base. You know, something like that. So we're like, hey, bases loaded, free things. Stu Burko, I remember that name. Okay, so there was that. And even if this game ends, I'm going to finish telling this story. Because I promised. Now the umpires discuss. The coach appeals. He says, time, blue. The other coach. Blah, 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 blah. Runners, 2 runners on the same base, something. The coaches discuss. Ooh, mistake. All right, I don't want any earned runs against Emily's ledger here the rest of the way. I am going to swap her out, despite the fact everyone wants me to go the complete game. No! Unless they... Yeah, pincher. Tugboat Thomas. Woo-woo. Sorry, Em. I want to preserve your ERA as much as possible here. Yeah, see, now starters suddenly get in a... Mind. With juiced players like this, I want to keep a listen for actual closed out games, but let's go for Tony in an actual juice scenario like this. Let's get Tony in here. Now, we're in double play depth for the normal double play. Taylor's behind the plate. She might not, they might not let her catch a ball. Is that Calliston left? Here we go. She threw a runner out in the senior game. She does it again! Callista, with exactly what we had in our senior game. Throws a runner out at home. Boom, right at the end there to seal and win the game. Good job, Tony. Way to come in there and cap it off there. No more earned runs for Emily. She only should have had 3 earned runs there for it. Okay, we'll talk this scenario out just for a little while we get to look at the stadium here. Nice part. Good game, right? Who knew? Who knew we'd all hit that many home runs? We'll probably face a fast pitcher next. Okay, so anyway, so bases loaded. So they all confer, and then the umpires end up saying, oh, runner on second, you're out. And I go out there. I go, well, hang on, guys. What'd you call? I asked the following questions. And I don't know if I asked them in this order, whatever, if I'm saying this right. But I asked the following questions. Did they ever tag the trailing runner? They said no. Did they ever tag the lead runner after she surrendered her bag? They said no. And here was the one where I talk about passing. Did the trailing runner ever pass the lead runner? Now here's how you pass a lead runner in that situation. If you're both on the base and the trailing runner decides to just go ahead off of third base toward home, you've passed her. Did the trailing runner ever pass the lead runner? He says no. And I say, then what's the problem? I say, okay, then why is she out? And then that field umpire's like, you know what, you're right. You know, yeah, hang on. You know what, yeah, you're right. And starts talking to the home plate umpire again. They overturn it. She's safe. The other coach comes out again. Oh, hang on. They argue. He talks again to the other umpire. She's out. They're going back and forth. Now what he's saying is, because two runners were on the base at the same time. I say, so? So? Two runners can't be on the base at the same time. Yeah, they can. Just the lead runner is entitled, the trailing runner's not. So if the trailing runner gets tagged out on that base, she's out. But I asked, the first question I asked, did they ever tag the runner? Not before she made it to third, did they ever tag a runner? I said no. She should not be out. And he pulls out the rule book. He finds it on his phone. He finds the rule thing on his phone. Two runners are like blah 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 on the same base. The leading runner is entitled to the base unless forced blah blah blah. And then he says, so the runner is out. I said, the book doesn't say that. See, if you guys want to read a rule book for things, they declare very specifically when a batter or runner is out. They specifically declare it. If they say the only one runner is entitled to the base, unless they say therefore somebody's out. There was one other question that I asked, and I'll tell you in a second. And then we'll look at the stat thing in a bit. Sorry that I'm playing this on. I wanted to say the scenario. If you already closed off this video, awesome. You can close off of it now. The game is over. I also asked the question, there's another rule in softball where, and I don't want to get too deep into this here, but if you as the pitcher have a ball in the pitcher's circle, they don't have a mound, but they have a chalk line circle. If you as the pitcher have a ball in the circle and runners aren't continuing progression toward a base, retreating or going the other way, whatever, forward or back, you cannot stop in the middle of bases and do something like that. So if there are two runners on that base and they throw the ball back to the pitcher, she's in the circle, just hanging out there, now they're going to declare the trailing runner out. It's called a look back rule. People call it hesitation. So that would actually be in play for that. And so then I asked, did the pitcher ever have the ball where, was there hesitation? So there wasn't for that. So anyway, so the umpire says see, look, two runners, only the lead runner's entitled to the base. So the other runner's out. The book says the lead runner's entitled to the base. The book doesn't say so the other runner's out. They have to say the other runner's out. You have to tag the runner to make that happen. So anyway, so that was the story there, and that had to do with passing the runners. All right, let's look at this box score here. Gabby Morgan, 2 home runs, there it was, and flew out to deep center field on the warning track. Raisa, 3 home runs, 5 ribbies. Monet, 2 home runs. Morella got on the board. Emily got on the board. Look at that damage right there. It was beautiful. Emily almost went the distance. I'm not going to say her best game, but her longest outing for sure, and outside of that one inning, it was her best game. She was definitely juiced. There's something about these pitchers being juiced that really helps. And if we face a juiced pitcher, obviously it's going to work against us as well. This is not necessarily an indication of anything. You've seen where I've struggled with the 90 ego too. It can happen again. So anyway, so that was a great game all told. Taylor got to come in on for base running and on defense there. See those guys parading in the back? It's kind of funny. I really want Raisa to clear that wall. 477 feet, 482 feet. Emily threw pretty well there, and I was afraid for a while. It was 4-0. Oh my gosh, look at these numbers. I just want to take a picture of this right here. Boom, snap a screenshot. 5 for 6, 4 for 6, 4 for 4 for Morella. Triple shy of the cycle for Morella. And multi-homer games for all of them. Beautiful. Okay, so that ought to do it for me here, guys. 2 more games to go. Now, if the Overdogs win their next game, that means we'll still stay tied. I believe the run differential is very much in our favor right now, so all it is really is now a records-based thing here on out, not just about being tied. But anyway, that ought to do it for me here. This is Brandon Robinson signing off. Good luck to me the last 2 games of the year. Take care.